Nightline on ENCA. I'm Tembekile Mkhototo. Continue here now. South Africa's Wamkele Mene has been elected Secretary General of the African Continental Free Trade Area. This is one of the key structures that are boosting trade within Africa. The appointment has been announced at the African Union Summit, which wrapped up in Ethiopia today and comes after months of extensive lobbying. ENCA's Kailihle Khumalo has more from Addis Ababa.
Well, very interesting development here at the AU headquarters. So there has been a very extensive process of trying to basically elect a Secretary General responsible for the African Continental Free Trade Area. We know that it's hosted in Ghana in West Africa. So it almost became like a war between Southern Africa and West Africa once again. But joining us now to look at these developments is the ISS researcher, Dr. Diata Mohammed. So, Doctor, thank you so much for your time. Your fleeting reaction to the development?
It's quite interesting that it had to be put to a vote. It's an unusual way of making decisions at the African Union. Typically, decisions are made by consensus. So it's a very interesting way of starting this chairship by South Africa. But having said that, I think it's also a step forward when it comes to the implementation or the effective implementation of the African Continental Free Trade Area. To have the Secretary General being chosen is among the first step to establish that very important organ or institution of the African Union.
And just briefly once again, sir, now President Cyril Ramaphosa is a new chairperson. Obviously quite a number of challenges. Briefly for you, how are you seeing it panning out for him?
There are a number of challenges that the continent is facing, obviously, ranging from peace and security to development, to human security in general. I think some of the priorities for South Africa, as the President Ramaphosa has himself highlighted, revolve around those issues. So solving the conflict in Libya, in South Sudan, but also increasingly in the Sahel. So those are issues that he will be looking into. And obviously also in terms of economic integration, again the news of this election of a Secretary General for the AFCFTA is the beginning of that particular the implementation of that particular milestone for the continent.
All right, sir, Doctor, thank you so much indeed for your time. So once again, Wamkele Mene has been elected as the General Secretary of the African Continental Free Trade Area. It's a secretariat. It's based in West Africa. But of course, other plethora of issues have been discussed here. Issues like the coronavirus just around the AU facility. The security measures have been heightened to make sure that they are able to detect or potentially just for the state of readiness for the continent in terms of dealing with this particular virus that has claimed thousands of lives, mostly in Asia. So back to you in studio.